Bizperation is the podcast for leaders, dreamers, and entrepreneurs that want to work on purpose and be inspired in life and business. I'm Christy Jackson, speaker, author, and entrepreneur, and I'm passionate about helping you succeed. And if no one else has told you today, you are needed. So I'm bringing you podcast episodes with real lessons and strategy that you can use today.
Hey, have you heard of Blocal Search? Well, this is your fastest growing nationwide directory for Black-owned businesses. Make sure you share with your friends and list your own business. You can do so by visiting our website at www.blocalsearch.com. And make sure you download our app. It's available in the Apple App Store as well as Google Play Store. Thank you so much for the support. And remember, buy Blocal.
Hey, good morning, Markeisha. Welcome to the Bizperation podcast. We're so happy to have you here today.
Good morning, and thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. I'm very glad to be here.
Awesome. Would you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself before we get into our conversation?
Yes, of course. So I'm Markeisha Harris-Minor. I'm born and raised in Richmond, Virginia, still residing here. I'm an entrepreneur by trade, work in the mental health field. Something that I'm doing now is Blocal Search. And what Blocal Search is a nationwide directory for Black-owned businesses. It's also an app as well. So that's something that I'm really putting a lot of my focus and my energy into, as well as still consulting with businesses here and there, because the mission of Blocal Search is to help rebuild sustainable communities and to create generational wealth. And this is all for the Black population.
That is so awesome. And, you know, when we connected when you saw the press about my husband's company, right? Yeah. It was on Facebook how, you know, really his company, Gator Media STL, has been responding to families that are really not being able to grieve the loss of their loved ones. And so you saw that story and reached out, and I'm just so glad that we were able, you know, to connect through that. And what I thought was interesting when you shared the name of the consulting piece, the Dreamcatcher, I just couldn't believe it because, you know, DK Solutions is our company, which DK stands for Dreamcatchers. So, you know, I believe that it was meant for us to connect. And so I'm really excited to be able to share your story. And, you know, you are not local. You are from Richmond, Virginia. And so I want to ask you, what is your sense of how the community is responding to COVID-19 in Richmond?
Well, of course, there are different responses. We have those that are positive and lighthearted. And then, of course, we have those that are affected more than others. And it's ranging emotions, but I think as a community, I see that we're all banding together. We're all working to support one another as best as we can. And most certainly, I know that that's something that I've been doing, not just with Blocal, but in my own personal endeavors and purchases, with what I'm doing in the community, because that's what it's all about right now. And this time we have to lean on one another. We have to ask for help when we need it. And then we need to be also willing to help others when they are in need. So I'm very fortunate for the community that I'm in. And I'm excited and I'm proud to see all of the wonderful things that are going on. It's a lot of great things that are happening here. Just to name a few, I know something that I've just been really excited to see is we have a community organization where they're giving out raised beds for free, no charge at all for those that are interested in, that are in need. Because right now, of course, food is something that's on everyone's mind. We see how toilet paper was a craze, which, you know, and of course, I mean, I get it. People still try to figure it out, but I'm like, okay, toilet paper is a craze, but what about food? What about all the other?
Yeah, I'm still a little confused about the toilet paper craze, you know, but I get what you're saying about the food, but I think it's just the panic, you know, when you see that you might have limited access to resources, sometimes you're not thinking clearly or coherently about, you know, really what you should be focused on. So that's quite interesting.
It is, and it shows you, I think, kind of how, like you said, how the mind just goes when you're in a panic, because for whatever reason, it may have been just a few people that are like, okay, I need to get toilet paper. Then everybody else sees that, oh, everybody's buying toilet paper. I need to get toilet paper. And it becomes high demand. And then the fact that it's gone and it's scarce, then it just something clicks in your head like, oh my gosh, I need this. So it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least.
And even though we're in different states, I'm hearing a similar response, because here in St. Louis, we are banding together. I mean, we really are living out that, we're all in this together. Local organizations are, just giving out food. And what I love is that a lot of the community organizations are removing the barriers to getting access to these things. They're eliminating all of this paperwork and all of these, it's like, just show up and get what you need. And so I really love, how our community is responding to that. People are checking on friends, dropping off groceries, and, even the celebrations aren't, going by. We've had, some of my friends have had birthdays and things like that. And so, here they're doing like local parades down the street, like family members.
They're doing the same here.
Yeah, like door decorations and dropping off gifts. So, it's just cool to see how everybody is coming together despite, the challenging times. So, you talked about, just how important it is to elevate those stories, the positive stories that are happening. So I want to ask you, why is it more important now than ever to hear those positive stories?
Just for that encouragement. It encourages you, because it's so easy right now to hear all of the negative. Whether it's on the news, whether it's on social media, if somebody's just having a conversation about it, it's like you can't get away from it. It's impossible. It is impossible. So positive stories, it's needed, because imagine not having it and just having that doom and gloom and no light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm always excited to share something good. Honestly, on my social media, I don't mention much about the pandemic, because we all know what's happening. I don't need to provide facts or statistics or anything like that, because I want to surround myself with the positivity, because regardless, it's going to be there. So that's why the positivity is needed. And I'm just always excited to see, like you said, those that are having the parades or, having virtual Zoom calls to sing happy birthday. I had a member of my church, and, she's like a mom figure to me, and it was her son's 11th birthday. And, she made a post to, send him cards if you want, or send text, emails, call, like whatever. And so I knew I was going to be in the area. So I just stopped by their house and left a little gift bag on the doorknob. Because I still have to go out for my job. And so, it took 2 minutes out of my time to do something like that, to make a child smile, because, this, and you can only imagine how it is on the children.
Wow.
Because you look at the adults, and some of these adults aren't handling it well, and it's okay. It's okay if you're not handling it well. And it makes me think about the children. Yeah. Because that's a different story. So
yeah, there are so many pieces of this that we cannot control, and so what we can control is our mindset and how we think about it and how we choose to stay positive. So I agree with you. It's just the best place for us to stay, is to just focus on the positive. And speaking of positive, Blocal is a platform that I'm in love with.
Thank you.
Because it features Black businesses. And it's sort of a one-stop shop for that. So can you talk a little bit about, how this platform differs from other search engines?
Okay, as far as with other search engines, one thing that I really, really want to point out, because a lot of effort goes into this, is Blocal stays up to date. And that's a reason why, as far as with the paid listings, why there's that monthly fee attached to it, because there's maintenance is done every month. You won't find a listing that's out of date, number isn't correct. They're no longer in business, because what would you hate more to find a business. You know, you have your mindset, okay, I'm going
Oh
to
my
this
gosh.
restaurant. I'm about to enjoy this good food. I hear that, you know, they serve this great Caribbean dish or whatever it is. You get there and you're the only one there.
That literally happened to us this week. And we actually drove to the location because we were
Okay.
just trying to grab dinner and support a small business.
Right.
And, you know, when we got there, they were like, we're closed. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
that would have been great to be able to see that on, you know, the web when we reached out to see what the times were. So,
Yes.
yeah, it's important to have that real time response. So that's awesome.
Yes,
That's awesome.
yes. So that's one of the main features that I'm happy to share that Blocal has, and I think that's what stands out because even if you look at other major platforms that are used that don't even focus on just Black businesses, you know, you'll run into that issue. So we definitely make sure we keep the most up to date information, and then also one thing I can say about Blocal, because I know it's what I'm doing as the creator, I like to be able to make contact with as many of those that are willing to talk to me that are within the directory. So far, I've been able to travel to Atlanta, met a lot of business owners there. It was a great trip. It was the first trip, and it set the bar high. The initial goal was to be traveling to at least 2 to 3 cities a month. But of course, that's been halted right now. But I'm ready to pick up whenever we're allowed to travel. But I'll talk to the owners. I'll purchase the products my on my own pocket with my own money because I definitely live by what the mission of Blocal is.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to support. Not asking for anything free or any handouts. Of course, they're always welcome, but it's not expected. You know, so that's another thing. I'll make that contact. I'll use the products. I'll provide my reviews. I'll spread the word personally on my own social media platforms, of course, on the Blocal platform. So
Yeah.
it's
So it
going to
sounds
be
like
fun.
it's not just a directory, but you're building community too.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, because I think that's what's important. I don't want this to be something that's just there. That's just a tool. I want it to be something that's real, something that you can feel, because it is all about community. And at the end of the day, I want people in their community to be able to lean on one another, to be able to say, hey, I need new headshots. Let me call such and such that is maybe just 10 minutes from me. You know, because of course, Blocal has those businesses that are e-commerce where you can buy something and it gets shipped to you. But something else that I also want to encourage is that you use those businesses that are within your own community. So if you say, hey, I want some natural facial products, instead of purchasing from a company that's all the way in California while I'm in Richmond, hey, you know, I know somebody, and I made this purchase yesterday, actually. I made this purchase and I knew that she lives in Richmond. I reached out to her. You know, we did our safe meetup with our social distance and I got what I needed. So, you know, I'm helping her and she's within my own community. So that's it. Like, as you said, yes, Blocal is definitely about community.
Yeah. So what cities are, you know, included in the Blocal platform?
Right now, we're up to, the last I checked, it was reaching 70 cities throughout the country that were listed.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of them, of course, we have those that are Richmond and surrounding areas, Virginia Beach, um, Alexandria,
Yeah.
Northern Virginia, up to DC, Maryland. Have
Oh,
a good number of businesses that are in Atlanta. I've had some that listed in Illinois,
okay.
different cities that are in California, cities in Texas,
Yes.
Florida. So all over, definitely all over. Some cities that I've never heard of.
Yeah. Yeah. So those
uh,
that want to be a part of the platform, what can they do?
if they want to be a part of Blocal, they can visit the website, which is www.blocalsearch.com. Also on social media, all social media handles are Blocal Search. If you're going to the website, you can choose the advertise us option. If you have more questions, you can reach out via email, contact us at blocalsearch.com, or if you send a message through any of the social media handles, I handle all of those. So I'll get the message. I can help you out with your listing. We can discuss it, see which one may be best for you.
Yeah.
Anything. I'm here.
Yeah. And I think too, the beauty of it is that, you're not just maintaining this platform. You are also a business consultant. And so you can kind of help them, navigate, what they should be sharing, how to post. And it doesn't have to stop there. They can continue to get support for growth with their business.
Yes, most definitely. And I can also share that through the Dreamcatcher network, I do offer a 1-hour free business consultation. So the way I can be contacted, Blocal also does have a toll-free number, and that's 855-BLOCAL-0. So just Blocal spelled out, BLOCAL, the number 0. And they can reach me through there. I'll be the one that's answering right now. Yes, I'm willing to provide that 1-hour free consultation to anyone that's interested.
Yeah. So, just being in business, there's so many lessons to learn. And I loved the title that you left on our pre-interview that, those lessons that you learn in business, how to fall down 7 times and get up 8.
Yes.
Isn't that real? So how has resilience and creativity played a role in the growth of your business?
As far as with both resilience and creativity, what I'm going to say is that, like you hear the saying, when you see or when you buy a yellow car, then you see all these yellow cars on the road. So with Blocal, I created my directory, and then it seemed that I would just see all these other directories, which definitely initially, of course, human response, it was a slight concern. But then after that, it was also like, hey, it could be some type of collaboration. There's another directory that's in the area, and they're statewide, so just for Virginia. But I was like, I can help you. You can help me. We can collaborate and do what we can. But as far as with resiliency, I could have easily said, you know what? Everybody has a directory now. Everywhere I turn around, it's a directory here, directory there. They're doing this. I like this better, or, just what have you. And I could have easily given up. But then I also reminded myself that there are so many options out here. If you go to a supermarket and you're going to buy bread, because I have this issue a lot of times, and I'm looking at all the brands, and I'm
that was just the exact thought in my mind. Like, I'm looking at a shelf in the grocery store, and there's so many options of the same product, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. And that's where the creativity comes in. Because I know I had been thinking and kind of mentioned as far as with that response that you have to sometimes not just find your own lane, because even if you're in your own lane, it's still cars in front and behind you. You have to find what's going to make you unique, what's going to make your brand stand out. And what's going to make your brand stand out is you. So that's where the creativity part comes in, and resiliency it stays in there because you're going to always have to keep going. Some obstacle is going to always come up. The first obstacle I was having was seeing that there are other directories. That was just one obstacle. I've come into, I'm sorry, I meant to put this on Do Not Disturb. I've come into a lot of different obstacles along the way. And, I'm still here. I'm still talking to you. So I'm sorry, my Do Not Disturb and the person. Some people don't know what decline means. No, but it's somebody I consult for. So I do have good business etiquette, but
it happens. It's like I've done these interviews, and it's like the kids wait until you're right in the middle of your strongest point of the conversation, and they come, yell your name, or so it happens. Listen, we are quarantined. People are connecting and reaching out. This is real conversation, so it's no big deal.
Thank you. Yes, but you just have to keep on getting up, and like I said, because that saying is actually on object. It's a metal heart, and I can't remember where I purchased it from, but it's something that I keep in my car because of course I have to drive every other day, if not every day. So it's something I always look at, and it's a reminder Because it's not if you're going to fall, it's when. You're going to fall. You may not fall all the way. You may trip, you may stumble, but you have to make sure that you get back up and you keep moving.
Yeah.
So, and we all have whatever works for us. I have my faith and I have my confidence in myself that I can make things happen and I'm going to get it done. So that's where my resiliency comes from. And that's what keeps me going every day.
Yeah, you definitely need to have that in your pocket because, as you said, the roadblocks are going to come, the
Yes.
falls are going to come, and those pivot moments, it's not, if you're going to have it, it's when. And,
Right.
like you said, it's best you can anticipate it and be prepared for it. It's going to help you to move further quicker, within your business. So that's really awesome. Thanks for sharing that. So in this section of our interview, this is one of my favorites. It's our top 5. And, if you follow us or watch us on YouTube, you're probably thinking it's going to be our top 5 business strategies. But no, this is when we get to talk to our guests about things that we may not, know about them. So they're going to kind of share, Markeisha is going to share some things about her that we may not know. So here's the first question. What are you reading now?
Okay, so what I'm reading now is actually one of my books for my personal journey. I'm reading The Wait by Megan Good and Devon Franklin.
Yeah, I've heard it's a really good one.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's definitely a really good book, and something in there that is it spills over into all areas of life. I know I recently had a post on my Facebook page talking about it, and the question was, what is discipline? I had it worded, discipline is ... and I wanted others to share. And I got so many amazing responses, and meanings and perspectives that I hadn't even thought of, but I just saw how it related. And actually, just yesterday, because something I've been doing in my spare time kind of for self-care is painting. It was really calming. So, I just had some colors blended together and I wrote out all of the responses because those were responses that I really wanted to resonate with me and for me to be able to hold true to.
Yeah.
So discipline is big. Discipline is big. I believe it's in every area of your life. Because
this book is really about relationships, but you can apply that discipline, to any area of your life.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, most definitely. So that's the biggest piece that I've been taking from that book.
All right. So what's your favorite food?
Seafood, all things seafood. I'm definitely a seafood lover. From crab legs, I love my mussels. Salmon. I fix a great seared salmon. My recipe is foolproof. So
you say foolproof. That means perfection every time, huh?
It is, I'm telling you, it is, and takes less than 20 minutes to get done. It's a quick meal.
Oh wow.
I'll go get my salmon. I like to get it fresh, come home, cook it up, eat, be ready, ready to watch them on TV in less than an hour.
Oh, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. All right, tell me one thing your followers would be surprised to know about you. Well, you got me with the painting, so I didn't realize that you painted.
Okay. Well, I'm no Picasso or anything like that. I love nature. I love all things nature. I love being outside. I love the water. I love to hike. I like to do extreme things. I've been trying to find somebody to kayak with me on the James for the longest. So anything outside, I'm there. Anything involved with water, I'm there. Hiking up I won't say a big mountain or anything like that, but
Say start small
and just walking some trails up the mountain, yes, but I just love to be outside. So a lot of people wouldn't think that. It's like, oh, you like to be outside, getting down and dirty, and I'm like, it's
why
free.
not? Why not?
Exactly.
So where's the first place that you will travel to once this COVID-19 stay-at-home order is lifted?
Oh man. So the first place, countryside. that I want to travel to. I have a lot of cities on my list, but the next, I want to travel back to Atlanta. I made a lot of great connections there, and I want to follow up because that's definitely something that I said I wanted to do, was to follow up with whoever I met. If it's a phone, of course, I've been able to reach out to them via phone call, text, just commenting on any posts they have. But I like that. I really like that face-to-face connection. So I'll definitely be going back there just to continue to nurture those relationships. My next trip, I'm not sure. My birthday's coming up in September. That's going to be my 30th birthday. So
Okay. That's a big one.
It is. I have something big that I'm planning in Richmond for my birthday. I'm looking to do a charity event and a local pop-up shop all in one. Yeah, but after that, I'm hoping I can fly out on that Sunday. I last year for my birthday, and during the summer, I went to St. Martin. So I went twice within 2 months of each other, and that should say how much I loved it there. The people are just so welcoming. Not to mention it's a pretty affordable trip. So if push comes to shove, that's my go-to. I've already said that's going to be a yearly trip for me because they remembered me by name. Well, not by name, but by face. The second time that they went, it was like, I remember you. You were just here not too long ago. And I said, yes, I was. I'm glad to be back. So I haven't really thought too much about traveling because I've been very disciplined with budgeting and not jumping on planes unless it's business wise. And, before COVID, I was sticking to that. Yeah. So it was hard because I got the travel bug in me, but.
Yeah. So what's next for you?
What's next for me? Growing Blocal. Growing Blocal is what's next for me right now. Just seeing how I can expand, what else I can do to just have Blocal to be in different avenues. I know something that I'm looking to do now. I want to be able to highlight more businesses in different ways, possibly articles, whether it be that face-to-face interview piece. That'll be stepping outside of my comfort zone, but that's where the great things happen, outside of your little circle. So nice. I'm not sure if that's what I may do. It's something that I'm definitely thinking on. I'm brainstorming. And I know something we had discussed when we first spoke was that whatever I do, I like to make sure it feels right.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm full of ideas. I'm not sure which one is next. I'm still thinking on it. But what's going to be next, I can promise you it'll be something spectacular.
Well, you know what? We're going to stay connected because I want to be a part of it. I want to help share it. I love what you're doing. It's so important for us to create those spaces where we can, first of all, come together and support one another, learn and grow from each other. And you know what? We can promote each other. There's enough working opportunity out here for all of us. All of us.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I really love that. And I appreciate the platform. So, your reputation is what people say about you when you're not in the room. So what do you want people to remember after this interview about you or about Blocal, or just maybe a word of encouragement for them?
I want people to know that I meant it when I said to reach out. If it's via a direct message, if it's the email, if it's a phone call, please reach out. One thing that I've realized during this time is that I enjoy meeting new people. I enjoy creating genuine relationships. I enjoy like-minded people. I enjoy supporting others, and why not? So that's one thing I really want people to remember. If it has something to do with Blocal, reach out. If it has something to do with consulting, reach out. If you have a word of advice for me, if you have any questions about anything I said, please reach out. I'm approachable. I've been more engaged on social media because that's how we've had to engage. We not have had to, but it's been the outlet right now. You get what I'm saying? And so even just from that post I made, getting other people's perspective on discipline, some people may have said something and I didn't quite understand the answer. So I would respond and we would have a conversation about it. And, that just really meant a lot to me. I've been commenting on people's posts if I have something to say, if they did something similar. So please reach out. I'm here to support. I'm here to grow with you. Here to help you grow. So that's what I want anybody to take from this. And again, those ways to contact me. The email address is admin, ADMIN, at Blocal Search, BLOCALSEARCH.com. The telephone number, it's 855-BLOCAL0. And on social media, all social media is Blocal Search. So, and again, my name is Markeisha Harris-Minor. My Facebook is public, so you can find me on my Facebook, reach out to me, however you feel comfortable.
Well, I've loved this conversation. Usually I tell people just show up, just show up. You never know what connections you can make. And we can't show up physically, but I can say reach out and connect. And I'm really glad that you did reach out to us, Markeisha, because I'm really glad that we had an opportunity to meet and connect. And I've got a feeling that this is just the beginning.
Yes, I agree. It's been amazing, as we both had said, with the Dreamcatcher similarity and everything else. And I think just the spirits and the personality, I think this will be a great connection.
Awesome. All right. Until we talk again, thanks.
Ma'am, be safe. Have a great one.
You too.
The Bizperation Personal Think Tank Journal is now available. Did you know that your creativity is a valuable asset based on this? How you think determines how you thrive. The Bizperation Journal exercises the key thinking skills that make goal-getters successful. Get your copy today from Amazon or receive an autographed copy from the Bizperation.com website. We know that there are lots of podcasts that you could have chosen to listen to, so thanks for choosing ours. Go ahead and subscribe now so that you don't miss any episodes.